This is the law. What's a work?
I got two skills, this one and this one, a pair of skills.
The law.
I feel free, like I can just say what I want to do. They already call me crazy.
The law.
I'm no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I'm no punk bitch.
The law.
We make it look easy.
What's a work?
But everybody knows the Macho Man's got game. He's on hit, and he's definitely legit.
Let's go to work.
The man doesn't have it anymore. He's a has-been. His ideas are antiquated. His concepts are draconian.
The world of knowledge opened up before you.
What's a work?
What you folks don't understand, what you folks don't understand is you've never been in a position like this. You've never had that kind of thing. You've never had that kind of manhood to stand up and actually clasp like two titans. You don't know what it's like to come from the guts and have to go out there and prove yourself. Not for money, not for gain, just to prove a point.
What's a work?
One bill Phil. That's because I am the one true, genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Law Live Audio Wrestling. I am Little Bradie Whetham, and this is your recap for the month of November in the world of combat sports and pro wrestling. Alright, AEW Blood and Guts happened on November 12th. It's the biggest wrestling highlight of the month in terms of wrestling shows, because that special was held it was a Dynamite, kind of just mixed around into a special event, right? It's the first time AEW ran a women's Blood and Guts match. I don't really know what I think about that, but good for the gals. In the men's match, Kyle O'Reilly made Jon Moxley tap out. Yeah. Every time I see O'Reilly now, I just see Paul Orndorff, and smart heads will know exactly what I mean there. I feel bad for the guy. Post-match, Hangman Page attacked the guy setting up a steel cage match against Samoa Joe at Full Gear. Ricky Steamboat also made a surprise appearance, which is great to see Ricky. Spent some time with him years ago. He's such a gem of a human being. The episode drew a viewership bump, okay? So we finally got some more viewers on AEW. 600,000 in the 18 to 49 demo. That's the best it's done in weeks, and that is sad. Oh, jeez. Are we still blaming Jack Perry? I've kind of been out of the game for a minute. Are we still blaming him for all this shit ratings? Like, you can't... Yeah, alright. Maybe that's old news. I think I'm a couple years behind here. Alright, well, in terms of talking about WWE and people in the WWE... Survivor Series War Games is set for November 29th at the Petco Park in San Diego, notable for being an outdoor stadium, which is featuring a War Games match in an outdoor stadium. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I assume that's going to be good. Alright, Jake Paul versus Tank Davis is canceled, obviously. I'm kind of late to the party if you're listening on this channel. Steve Swift and the notorious TID Chris Tidwell go into detail about... they were talking about the fight leading up to this and then what happened afterwards. So we'll get to that in a second of what's going on after. But Gervonta Tank Davis, if you didn't know, has some serious legal allegations right now, including accusations of battery and false imprisonment. I think Tank's going to be fighting a completely different fight right now. So MVP said they plan to rebook Paul later in 2025, and we got the answer to that. And we're going to save that for the end of the little ramble here. Andre Arlovsky had his boxing debut, and yep, that was a thing at Misfits. Yep, 4th round KO. Arlovsky wins. how the hell is the Pitbull still fighting? This continues his journey through different combat sports since leaving the UFC. Andre's kind of been doing a little bit of everything. I'm assuming he's going to be joining a Sambo tournament, probably in the near future. Little Nog, the MMA legend, also got a highlight attention, scoring another exhibition boxing KO over a fitness influencer. So, props to these guys still getting paid, but I think the sports show autograph appearances will probably do you better than some of these CTE-ridden debacles you're finding yourselves in. Alright, UFC 322 was on November 15th. It is the biggest MMA event pretty much of November and might be the rest of the year. And that took place at MSG Madison Square Garden. Islam Makhachev. He got the champ status. He took the welterweight championship by defeating the Jack Della Maddalena via unanimous decision. Now, I know people are like, oh, Jack just gave up. He just laid there. No, Jack worked his ass off. It's kind of hard to fight a guy that's, got the same winning record as Anderson Silva. That's 16 straight wins as of now for Islam Makhachev. Valentina Shevchenko defended her flyweight title again against Zhang Li, winning every single round on the judges' scorecards, and I'm not surprised. I was talking to people that morning saying, hey, if you're going to bet money, it's not going to be the biggest win, but Valentina is the way to go. Benoit Saint-Denis knocked out Beneil Dariush in the first round, and it was a face plant, almost similar to like a Johnny Walker-style knockout. Beneil, they're still picking your gray hairs up off of the mat. Bo Nickel, head kick KO over Rodolfo Vieira in the main event prelim. And that was a hell of a knockout. Bo Nickel is on his winning ways again. Blanchfield submitted Tracy Cortez. Sucks to see. I love Tracy Cortez. And the big highlight of the month for me, Ben Askren's recovery. In one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen from a man who almost died and had a lung replacement to now sharing his training footage. This guy is back training. Oh, Ben Askren. Everybody used to talk so much crap about you, but we all wish you well. So going back to Jake Paul, we found a fight for Jake. Anthony Joshua. It's officially set. December 19th in Miami, streaming live on Netflix. This is going to be one of the most not talked about crossover fights ever. It's a full professional heavyweight bout. 8 3-minute rounds. 10-ounce boxing gloves, as I'm reading here. Joshua has even been hit with a weight limit restriction. 245, that's it. You can't get higher than 245. Yeah, they're calling it Judgment Day. And Jake is calling it Judgment Day for Joshua. I think we're calling it Judgment Day for the Jake Paul Express. If he wins, something's cooking. If he loses, something's cooking. Both boys are supposedly taking home $90 million each, $90 million plus, and I'm not surprised. So, whether it's an upset or it's a blowout, it's bullshit. Netflix, stop this. People, do not buy a Netflix membership that day for that fight. Just stream it somewhere. Just get somebody's login. I don't care what you do. VPN it. Do not give these guys $1. Alright, well, I don't really have too much to rant about. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I got a segment I'm going to call the Three Stooges. I'm going to pick out the Three Stooges, in my opinion, or who are the three biggest stooges in the world of MMA and pro wrestling and combat sports. Talk about what they did to be called a stooge, and why I think they need to be labeled that forever. We'll be right back here on The Law, Live Audio Wrestling.
Are you bored with man's best friend?
Sorry, Fido, we're gonna have to drown you.
Why not try man's first cousin? At PetsOvernight.com, we've got every primate in stock, from spider monkeys to gorillas. You'll love your new best friend.
Mommy, Jim bit me.
Oh yeah, then you just bite him back then, okay, honey?
PetsOvernight.com, delivering little bundles of love in a box directly to your door.
Welcome back to The Law Live Audio Wrestling. This is Little Bradie Whetham. Yes, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've been here, and it's also been a minute since I talked a lot of shit. So I've got three stooges in the world of combat sports. We're going to go 2 from MMA, and the last one's going to be from pro wrestling, okay? And it might not be, the pro wrestling one might not be what you think it is. The second stooge has kind of got a double stooging, but we're going to focus on one of those stooges. So, with no further ado, here we go. First is Dylan Dennis getting into a fight at 3:22 before the main event even started, before the main card even started, actually. He got into a fight with who? The entire Muslim Brotherhood, and got stomped, and one of his big giant red shoes got thrown up in the air. There's multiple angles on social media. Feel free to pause this, go check it, come back, and get my commentary. He got punched in the head more times than a human being should be punched in the head, and most of it was in the back of the head. He got kicked in the ribs, kicked in the face, kicked in the dick. Looks good on you, Dylan. When you put up AI videos of 2 Muslim men making out and then expect to sit beside them at a event and not get your face kicked in, I don't know why you continue to do this and not expect to be stabbed somewhere. You're going to get juked. It's going to happen. You're lucky that security was around, because if that was outside in the parking lot, I don't think you'd be on Twitter the next day running your little fingers. You're a tough dude. You seem to be a very smart guy in terms of marketing and promotion, but you just have no one there to stop you from crossing that line. Walk the line all you want, make the money. Your boy Connor, or your former boy Connor, or your current boy Connor, I don't even know. I think which I called this earlier in the year, that he was going to enter rehab. I think he's trying to clean his bullshit up, so maybe take a page out of his book. Sucks when Conor McGregor is more mature than you are at this point. Dylan Dennis, you're my first stooge. Second stooge, Dana White. Dana goes on a podcast. I think it was the Schultze podcast or whatever. I don't know, I just heard the audio from it. And he was talking about his relationship with Francis Ngannou. And he goes, Francis was mad one night after a fight, wanted a bonus. Dana said, you didn't get the $50,000. Francis disagreed, and apparently grabbed him by the collar. To, this is some nails Vince McMahon shit, right? Like, if you feel like you're not justified in your big giant payday when the house pulls in $7 million off of your name, you just want an extra $50,000. And, Vince is sitting there, and you're just looking at him, and you're drooling like Nails did. And I'm assuming that Francis Ngannou probably looked like Nails at that moment and grabbed him by the scruff and said, you're going to pay me. So Dana proceeds to tell that story and then finishes it off with saying, well, he's a bad guy. Sometimes you just know by some people's actions. Well, isn't that the kettle being all... Listen, dude, you were slapping your wife a year ago in public at a nightclub drunk. You're telling me that's the first and only time that's ever happened? You guys are going back and forth like it was like you were in Abu Dhabi with Sin promoting the shit. It was like, get the fuck out of here. You're allowed to be a stingy, shitty promoter, I guess, right? But you don't point fingers when there's video evidence of you pulling this bullshit on your wife. It's crazy. But I don't think he's wrong about Francis Ngannou. If you see what's going on with Ngannou right now, with the PFL, and holding them up, he took $10 million from them, I guess, did one fight, and now he wants out of his contract with his full payday. So it sounds like Francis is kind of an asshole, but Dana seems to be an asshole, so it was 2 assholes in one room. That's my stooge, Dana, with the secondary stooge there, Francis coming in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the last stooge. And I may get heat for this one, so this is why I saved it for the very end of this whole show. I think the biggest stooge in the world of combat sports and pro wrestling right now is actually John Cena. Everybody's on this whole, he's got 2 dates left as of the time of this recording with the WWE. He just did his final Raw and MSG. And have you ever seen someone suck their own cock so much? At the beginning of the year when he was doing the heel gimmick, I was like, finally. And not because I'm a mark like everybody else. I was just like, fuck, finally he's going to be honest with people. You think he was there for you? Give your fucking head a shake. I'm not saying the guy's not a good dude for doing the Make-A-Wishes. He's done a ton of them. Sounds like he's a good dude. It's probably why he doesn't want to have kids either, because of, doing that many Make-A-Wishes. I would assume seeing that many kids in that horrible of a state would make you deterred from wanting to bring a child into the world and potentially run into that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy who walks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, not because he was trying to give back to his community and his friends. He was selling the most t-shirts. He was making the most merchandise money. That guy made a fortune. This is the same guy that spoke a Chinese apology, promoting Chinese propaganda and communism. Communism. Get that. You're a stooge, John Cena, and just fucking retire. Just roll off. Norm Macdonald didn't tell anybody he was sick for 10 years and then just died one day, and everybody's like, I didn't even know he was sick. Go out that way. Be a goddamn man. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite because I don't live my life like that, but I think about stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, maybe I should live my life like that. John Cena, you're my third stooge. Everyone's saying, thank you, John Cena. I'm still screaming, John Cena sucks. I'm still holding a grudge because of the Nexus. You didn't have to bury them at Survivor Series. You could have put them over. I wanted to see Wade Barrett just... Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Law Live Audio Wrestling. I am Little Bradie Whetham, and thank you for taking your time with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back, not on a frequent basis, but I never really left. I still see all the stats. I still hear all the shit. I still read all the comments. I love you, sons of biatches. We'll talk soon. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, follow us on any of your favorite podcast providers, YouTube, wherever you get your stuff. Check out the Bees of Boxing, the NXT weekly review, and I think KJ is going to start pumping some stuff out here too. So we love you guys. Thanks for the support, and we will talk to you soon. Always remember, Wu-Tang is for the children.